Only the Brave, a title that tells you everything you need to know. This is a disaster movie. It's a story about courage and sacrifice. It follows the blueprint, the unwritten rules that all good disaster movies do. Think about it, a slow, anxiety-driven build-up. You know, that feeling in your gut that something terrible is going to happen. You just don't know when. And then it does. Tears will be shed. It's inevitable. Lives will be lost. Unless you're completely heartless, you're going to feel something by the end. But even in the face of tragedy, there's a glimmer of hope. Sometimes just one soul, lives to tell the tale, to carry the weight of remembrance. That's the power of these stories. They remind us of the fragility of life and the incredible bravery that some individuals possess. But Only the Brave isn't just another Hollywood tearjerker. It's based on a horrifyingly true story. The story of the Granite Mountain Hotshots. 19 men faced a raging wildfire on that fateful day. 19 men who didn't come home. June 20th, 2013, Yarnell Hill, Arizona. A date and a place forever etched in the annals of firefighting history. The West Coast was already grappling with a brutal fire season, and things were about to take a devastating turn. The Granite Mountain Hotshots, an elite crew of wild firefighters, were called into action. Their mission? To combat the Yarnell Hill fire before it could engulf the nearby town. These weren't just firefighters, they were the elite, the tip of the spear. Imagine Navy SEALs, but for wildfires. They were highly trained, physically and mentally tough, and willing to put their lives on the line to protect others. Their bond was unbreakable, a brotherhood forged in fire. What they faced that day, however, was a beast unlike any they'd encountered before. The fire, fueled by dry conditions and erratic winds, moved with terrifying speed and ferocity. It was a perfect storm of fire and fury, and in the heart of it were the Granite Mountain Hotshots, bravely standing their ground. Their story is one of courage, sacrifice, and the devastating power of nature's wrath. But it's also a story that raises uncomfortable questions. Questions about strategy, safety, and whether enough was done to protect these brave men. Why wasn't this tragedy more widely publicized? Was there an attempt to downplay the events, to shield the public from the full horror of what occurred? The Yarnell Hill fire didn't start as a monster. It began, as many wildfires do, with an act of nature. A lightning strike on June 28, 2013, ignited the dry brush in the rugged terrain near Yarnell, Arizona. The conditions were ripe for disaster, a tinderbox waiting for a spark. Years of drought had turned the vegetation into fuel, and the winds, whipping through the canyons, acted like a bellows. At first, the fire seemed manageable. Local crews responded, hoping to contain the blaze before it could grow out of control. But the fire had other plans. It spread with a speed and unpredictability that caught everyone off guard. The winds shifted, pushing the flames in unexpected directions. The hot, dry air seemed to suck the moisture out of everything, turning the landscape into an inferno. Firefighters found themselves battling not just flames, but also the terrain itself. The steep, rocky slopes made access difficult and dangerous. Every move was a calculated risk, every step forward a testament to their courage and dedication. But despite their best efforts, the fire continued to grow, consuming everything in its path. The situation was becoming dire. The Yarnell Hill fire was no longer just a wildfire, it was a force of nature, a raging beast that threatened to consume everything in its path. The town of Yarnell, nestled in the valley below, watched with growing apprehension as the fire line crept closer, casting an ominous orange glow against the evening sky. The stage was set for a tragedy. As the Yarnell Hill fire raged, the Granite Mountain Hotshots were called in to bolster the firefighting effort. These men were the elite, trained to handle the most extreme wildfire conditions. They arrived on the scene with their chainsaws, Pulaskis, and a deep understanding of fire behavior. Their mission: protect the town of Yarnell and contain the Inferno. The Hotshots were deployed strategically, using their knowledge of the terrain and fire behavior to identify critical areas for containment. They worked tirelessly, digging fire lines, clearing brush, and battling the flames with everything they had. The work was backbreaking and dangerous, but they pushed their limits, driven by a deep sense of duty and their commitment to protecting lives and property. Communication was key. The Hotshots maintained constant contact with air support and other ground crews, coordinating their efforts to maximize their impact on the blaze. They faced a formidable enemy, a firestorm fueled by dry conditions and erratic winds. The air was thick with smoke, making it difficult to breathe, and the roar of the flames was deafening. But the Hotshots held their ground, their training and experience guiding their every move. They knew the risks, understood the unpredictable nature of wildfires, but they faced the danger head-on. Their bravery was unwavering, their determination fueled by the knowledge that lives and homes were at stake. June 30th, 2013. A day that began with the rising sun and a renewed determination to battle the Yarnell Hill fire. The Granite Mountain Hotshots awoke to a scene of devastation, the air thick with smoke and the landscape scarred by the fire's relentless advance. The wind, always a fickle ally in wildfire situations, had shifted, pushing the fire towards the town of Yarnell with terrifying speed. The Hotshots, acutely aware of the danger, found themselves in a desperate race against time. They were in a box canyon, a natural trap with limited escape routes. The fire, fueled by the wind, was now a raging inferno, a wall of flame consuming everything in its path. Realizing the gravity of their situation, the Hotshots deployed their fire shelters, a last-ditch effort to survive the onrushing flames. What happened in those final moments as the firestorm descended remains a subject of intense scrutiny and speculation. The official investigation revealed that the Hotshots followed established protocol, deploying their shelters in a tight formation. But the fire, burning with an intensity rarely seen, created its own weather, generating extreme temperatures and unpredictable fire behavior. The shelters, designed to reflect heat and provide a last line of defense, were no match for the inferno. The heat was so intense that it melted the shelters, engulfing the men inside. 19 brave firefighters, the entire Granite Mountain Hotshots crew, perished that day. Their loss sent shockwaves through the firefighting community and beyond. A stark reminder of the dangers these men and women face every day. The news of the Granite Mountain Hotshots' demise spread like wildfire itself, leaving a nation in mourning. 19 families were left to grapple with the unimaginable loss of their loved ones. The community of Prescott, Arizona, home to the Granite Mountain Hotshots, was devastated, their grief palpable. In the aftermath of the tragedy, questions arose. Could more have been done to protect these men? Was there a failure in communication, a breakdown in strategy that led to this catastrophic loss of life? The official investigation, while providing valuable insights into the events of that day, did little to quell the grief and anger felt by many. The Yarnell Hill fire became a symbol of the dangers inherent in wildfire fighting, a stark reminder of the sacrifices made by those who put their lives on the line to protect others. It also sparked a national conversation about wildfire prevention, forest management, and the need for continued investment in firefighting resources. The legacy of the Granite Mountain Hotshots lives on. Their sacrifice serves as a poignant reminder of the courage and dedication of firefighters everywhere. They are remembered for their unwavering bravery, their commitment to duty, and their ultimate sacrifice in the face of unimaginable danger. Their story, a tragic blend of heroism and heartbreak, continues to inspire and resonate with people around the world. In 2017, 4 years after the Yarnell Hill fire, Only the Brave hit the big screen. The film, a dramatization of the events leading up to the tragedy, aimed to capture the courage, sacrifice, and brotherhood of the Granite Mountain hotshots. It was a story that demanded to be told, a way to honor the memory of the fallen and shed light on the dangerous work these firefighters do. Taking on such a weighty, emotionally charged story was no easy task. The filmmakers faced the challenge of balancing historical accuracy with the need to create a compelling narrative for the big screen. They had a responsibility to the families of the fallen, to the firefighting community, and to the public to get it right. To their credit, the filmmakers went to great lengths to ensure authenticity. They consulted with family members of the hotshots, seeking their input and blessings. They worked closely with firefighting experts, immersing themselves in the world of wildfire fighting to accurately portray the tools, techniques, and dangers involved. Only the Brave wasn't just about recreating fire. It was about capturing the human element, the camaraderie, the dedication, and the sacrifices that come with the job. It was about exploring the bonds of brotherhood that develop when men face danger together, day in and day out. It was about understanding the mindset of those who run towards danger when everyone else is running away. Casting Only the Brave was crucial. The actors had to embody the spirit, the grit, and the emotional depth of the Granite Mountain hotshots. They had to convince audiences that they were witnessing the real deal, not just actors playing a part. The filmmakers assembled a talented cast led by Josh Brolin as Eric Marsh, the hotshots superintendent, and Miles Teller as Brendan McDonough, the rookie firefighter who would become the sole survivor. Brolin, known for his rugged intensity, brought a quiet strength and determination to his portrayal of Marsh. He embodied the leader, the mentor, the father figure to the younger crew members. Teller, on the other hand, captured McDonough's transformation from a reckless young man to a dedicated firefighter, forever marked by the tragedy he witnessed. The supporting cast, including Jeff Bridges, Jennifer Connelly, and Taylor Kitsch, brought depth and humanity to their roles, portraying the families and loved ones who grapple with the constant fear and uncertainty that come with loving a firefighter. Only the Brave wasn't just a story about firefighters, it was a story about families, about the sacrifices they make, and the unbreakable bonds forged in the face of adversity. The cast and crew's dedication to honoring the memory of the Granite Mountain hotshots was evident in every frame. They approached the project with a deep sense of respect, recognizing the importance of telling this story with sensitivity and authenticity. While Only the Brave strived for authenticity, it was still a Hollywood production, subject to the constraints and demands of the entertainment industry. The filmmakers faced the delicate balance of staying true to the events while also creating a compelling narrative that would resonate with audiences. This inevitably led to some creative liberties and fictionalized elements. Certain scenes, particularly those depicting the fire itself, were heightened for dramatic effect. The intensity, the speed, and the unpredictable nature of wildfires were amplified to create a visceral experience for viewers. Dialogue was crafted to enhance character development and emotional impact, even if it meant deviating from the exact words spoken in real life. The passage of time, a filmmaker's greatest tool, was condensed and manipulated to fit the narrative structure of a feature film. Events that unfolded over days or weeks were compressed into hours, streamlining the story for dramatic effect. Characters, while inspired by real individuals, were composites, their stories interwoven to create a more cohesive narrative. These creative choices, while understandable from a filmmaking perspective, did not go unnoticed. Some critics argued that they detracted from the film's authenticity, potentially obscuring the real story of the Granite Mountain hotshots. Others felt that the emotional core of the story, the brotherhood, the sacrifice, and the devastating loss, remained intact, even with the Hollywood treatment. Only the Brave sparked conversations about the role of Hollywood in portraying real-life tragedies. Could a film ever truly capture the complexity, the grief, and the heroism of such events? Was it possible to entertain while also honoring the memory of those lost and the sacrifices of those who continue to put their lives on the line? The film's legacy is multifaceted. For some, it served as a powerful tribute to the Granite Mountain hotshots, a way to keep their memory alive and share their story with the world. It offered a glimpse into the world of wildfire fighting, highlighting the dangers, the sacrifices, and the unwavering courage of those on the front lines. For others, it reopened old wounds, a painful reminder of the tragedy and the unanswered questions that lingered. The film's release sparked renewed calls for accountability, for a deeper understanding of what went wrong that day on Yarnell Hill. It also ignited discussions about wildfire prevention, forest management, and the need to support those who risk their lives to protect us. Only the Brave, while imperfect, attempted to grapple with a complex and tragic event. It served as a reminder of the human cost of wildfires, the bravery of those who fight them, and the importance of remembering those who made the ultimate sacrifice. Whether it succeeded in its mission is a question best left to individual viewers for whom the film's impact will undoubtedly vary.